Greetings and salutations, Focus Up family. Welcome to the October 11, 2025 installment of the Focus Up Show. We thank you for tuning in with us live every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on YouTube and various other platforms, or catching up with us on replay. And we ask that you click that like, that subscribe, that bell, and share to support and maintain your weekly Focus Up fix. I am Mr. Nice Guy. Nice as in the word saint spelled backwards. And today, coming to Little Bear, but my co-hosts are the producers. We got infamous El Pooh, star of Spin That Back. No, Spin That Back today. And we got Mr. Floyd X, star of the Focused Up Show, as he's the boss.
I need my own show. So you can say Floyd Swin's the host of. I need an own show. I need my own show.
This is your show.
Remember, I'm the boss, and I give all the orders.
So no walk today. Host of Sex Talk will walk Thursday at 9 p.m. No First Lady J. I thought First Lady J was gonna be on the show today, but no First Lady J. Still holding you down. Salute to you, sister. Brother Afro Agnostic, star of those Afro Agnostic videos on TikTok and YouTube and various other platforms, and Student X, star of Mutant Politics. Both of those brothers were occupied. They won't be able to be on the show today. So again, I was going to recruit some people to be on the show, but I'm glad I didn't, because I just seen what the meme was for the show. And I will say to you, Mr. Floyd X, you know that my position on this, had I seen that this was going to be the meme for the show, I would not be on the show today. But I'm not going to leave my brothers in the lurch last minute. So we're going to talk about it. That's what's up. So what's going on with you?
The world is not enough for some people. The world is not enough.
Hey,
they want
shout
more.
Out. What's up with you, Big Cuz? Shout out to you.
We're gonna talk about
it. Yeah. What's up, Big Cuz? Yeah, I'm all right, bro. I don't know if we gonna even talk about this, but y'all know the Nobel Peace Prize was given out this week, and guess what? Your boy didn't get it again. Oh, too bad. But I'm blessed and happy to be here once again. So, what's up, my peoples out there?
What's going on with you, Mr. Floyd X?
Chilling. I finished moving. I turned the keys into the other place, and I'm fully in my new place.
That is what's up. Salute to you, brother. Salute. That's a great accomplishment, a great life accomplishment, a great family accomplishment. Salute to this brother. Taking care of that business. So that having been said, let's get to the get. This order is going to be a little bit crazy. Let's talk about the Mark Sanchez thing. You know what? No. Let's talk about Kyren Lacey first. This discussion didn't quite play out how we had planned it. So I don't know if you still want to play the clip from I forgot what the brother's name is. But if you don't have it, don't worry about it.
I forgot.
Yeah. Don't worry. I'll give you the basically the quick breakdown. So Ryan Clark actually has like connections to Kyren Lacey, the football player at, I believe, LSU. He was involved or connected to a fatal car accident situation. And he was in the process of being indicted, and he ended up committing suicide. Now, we don't know if he was committing suicide because of the indictment or just a whole bunch of other factors. That whole suicide thing, there's a lot of factors that can lead to that. Depression is real. So, if you have those compulsions or anything, get help. There's a suicide hotline. We usually have that on deck. We might not have that now, but definitely go Google it and check it out. So, but suffice it to say, this brother was accused of that. He committed suicide, and Ryan Clark, after the Kyren Lacey put out, his attorney put out a video showing that Kyren Lacey was like way late to the incident. Like the incident occurred, and he was like maybe 90 feet away from it or something like that. You can see him like slowly driving around it and not even being a part of it. So that's what he was saying, that hey, this dude was wrongly accused. So then the police were like, oh, we releasing videos. We're gonna release a video. They were releasing the videos where all the people there were basically saying, yeah, it was the green Charger. This one was speeding and going through the opposite lane that was causing other people to do things that ultimately ended up in this accident. So, the stand-up guy on the dude, I forgot, Ryan Clark, he was basically trying to defend the young black man and basically put it out there how, he should be playing in the NFL. He should be, he should be living his life, and it's a tragedy that he's not. But it turns out that, we don't know. This is a messy situation. What you got to say about that infamous El Poo, if anything, that you got to say about it?
Man, I don't really know too much about this. I kind of heard about it in passing and everything. It's just a crazy situation. It's unfortunate for, everybody that's involved. And I really don't have too much to say about it. It's just, hey, rest in peace to those people that's, that got taken out. Damn. Fuck that.
Amen. Amen. Mr. Floyd X, you got anything to say about this in closing?
Yes. Look, if you are committed or you're charged with a crime, fight the charge. I mean, it's sad that the brother committed suicide and didn't go through the court process, but I mean, I understand you being young and successful and looking like an NFL prospect, and people are counting on you, and then you get accused of this killing a elderly man in a reckless crime because they say you're driving your green Charger or Challenger or whatever and speeding, and people are accusing you of something. Stay to fight it. I mean, and again, I believe that the suicide hotline is 811 suicide prevention. If you having suicide issues, 811. Dial that number if you want to talk to somebody to help get you out of that mind state. But rest in peace to the brother Kyren Lacey, and all our young people out there that stay focused, do your thing, and I'll leave it there.
That's what's up. And we got that one situation. Now let's talk about Mr. Mark Sanchez. Now, Mark Sanchez, ex-USC quarterback, NFL football player, played for the Jets. This guy, former NFL athlete. I can't imagine he's terribly old. I mean, I shouldn't be speculating, but I mean, he's definitely either in his 40s or 30s. That's what I would guess. And he finds himself in a situation where he's intoxicated, and he goes up to a 69-year-old truck driver who's working, who's doing his work. And he goes, "Hey, management said that you can't be here." And he basically, he gets drunk and becomes a Karen. And he starts telling the dude, he's 38, "Thank you, Liberty Twitcher." And it's like he's harassing this dude, this 69-year-old man. And at some point, he tries to enter the dude's cab, his truck, while he's working. So he sprays him with pepper spray. The old man sprays him with pepper spray. And of course, Mark Sanchez then gets aggressive and attacks the old man. And the old man ends up knifing him up. Now, check this out. This dude, again, like I said, the main point is that you have a former athlete, NFL player, attacking a 69-year-old man. You know what I'm saying? And he has to stab himself because he was scared for his life. And now Mark Sanchez, he's got misdemeanor charges. I think he's got a felony charge. And he's probably gonna lose his whole Fox situation, because he was currently an announcer. Go ahead, brother.
Only thing, if I'm not mistaken, Mark Sanchez is the one that's responsible for the butt fumble. If y'all remember that game where there was a butt fumble. The ball bounced it off somebody's butt. He was something, and he fumbled the ball, and they called it the butt fumble. Look that up, and you'll see. I believe it was Mark Sanchez.
So those are two very ugly situations. But you got anything to say about this infamous El Poo?
Yeah, salute to the 69er out there, man. If somebody run up on me, if I'm 69 years old, if I feel threatened, I might pull out something and do something to them too. So, hey, you little young YNs out here, y'all better chill out, leave these
men real alone. Quick. Oh, sorry, Elf, sorry. I have the butt fumble. I'm going to play the video for you. This is what I remember Mark Sanchez. Let me pull it up. The butt fumble.
Pause.
Yeah. There we go.
On Thanksgiving.
Well, years ago, we talked to Tom Moore, then at Indianapolis, the offensive coordinator. You got a busted play here, and then Sanchez gets hit. The ball is loose, and and it's alive.
I have never seen this before in my life. Watch this. Vince Wilfork is going to throw Brandon Moore back into his quarterback. He's going to fumble the football. This is what Reggie White used to do to people. Forklift them and just lift them off the ground. Mark Sanchez not expecting it, and it was the backside of Brandon Moore that knocked the ball out.
He got butt clothesline.
That's the butt fumble. So Mark Sanchez, I was correct. He's the man behind the butt fumble. All right.
And I will say one thing, Brother Student X, she made this comment. I don't remember our generation being so quick to self-delete. You know, one thing that's a little bit dangerous about those type of comments is that, you know, we have way more information than we do nowadays. So maybe things weren't necessarily reported as much, but, you know, population is still much bigger now than it was then as well, because, you know, that's just the way that the population goes. I remember being in maybe elementary or something that when the world population was something like 3.4 billion or something like that. Now it's like over 10 billion. So it's the nature of the beast. But I will say that there's definitely, you know, the younger generation is definitely more in their feelings and get help, you know. So that's the set.
Yeah.
Get help. So now what do we have up next? What do you want to do? Dealer's choice. What do you want to talk about, Mr. Floyd?
Bondi. Let's talk about the Attorney General Pam Bondi and her Senate hearing. Oh my God, she's disgusting, sick. She's a problem. It's ridiculous. I got video. What did y'all know? Did y'all watch
it? Go ahead.
Clips. Ain't nobody gonna look at the whole thing. Come on now. It was hours and hours, but I saw some clips. I tell you what, before you go to the video, this woman didn't answer any damn questions at all. But go ahead, roll the video, bro. Let's go ahead and talk about it.
I got a few of them. Let me see which one. Let's start with this one.
Congress for lying.
We can stipulate to, you can stipulate to all your personal attacks on the Democratic members of the committee.
Personal attacks? You've been attacking my FBI director. You've been attacking my office. You've been attacking.
But what we're interested in,
borders are.
What we're interested in is the answer to these oversight questions.
You
were asked by my colleague. You were asked by my colleague.
Attacking good people.
Regular order, Madam Chair, so I can ask a question. You were asked by my colleague from Vermont whether you will support providing a video or audio tape, if it exists, of Mr. Holman taking $50,000 in bribe money from the FBI. Will you support a request by this committee to provide that tape or tapes to the committee? Yes or no?
Senator Schiff, you can talk to Director Patel about that.
Well, I'm talking to you about it. You're the Attorney General. This will be your decision.
See, I don't understand why is it so easy to just not answer questions and still have a position. How do we, as American citizens, just allow this shit to happen and it just goes on?
Because
those people
that's running these hearings are nothing but Gumbies. They don't have no backbone at all. That's contemptuous right there. She should be held in contempt of Congress, the way that she conducted herself.
Yeah, but they got but the other side's got the power. At the end of the day, she's got that job because an idiot appointed her, an idiot appointed an idiot, and that's what's up. And they definitely have loyalty amongst themselves. Mm-hmm. And, you know, there's all this talk about democracy. There's all this talk about people. They've shown and demonstrated that they don't give a damn about that. They're going after the other side vehemently. They've accused the other side of politically going after them. They are boldly, willingly, acknowledgingly going after the other side. So that's where we are today in politics. So
well, let's talk about it. I mean, let's tell the truth. The truth of it is, it's all a big distraction because we know what the big problem is: the Epstein files. Anything to take away from those Epstein files. We ain't gonna get the government open. The reason why the government ain't open right now is because part of it is because of the Epstein files, because when they open it, they got to swear in that new congressperson from Arizona, and she's got that 218 vote that's going to force them to release those files, and there's nothing they can do about it. This is crazy.
That's what's up. We'll talk about that shutdown in a little bit, but it's a juicy topic. But go ahead. What were you about to say, Mr. Floyd X?
With the Pam Bondi Elpo threw me off. Let me go to another video clip. This is where he runs down the questions that she did not answer. These are very important questions, and she did not answer none of them.
Members of this committee, you were asked whether you consulted with career ethics lawyers, as you promised you would do during your nomination hearing, when you approved the president receiving a $400 million gift from the Qataris. You refused to answer that question. You were asked who or what role you may have played, or who played the role in asking that Trump's name be flagged in any of the Epstein documents gathered by the FBI. You refused to answer that question. You were asked whether Holman kept the $50,000 bribe money. You refused to answer that question. You were asked whether Holman paid taxes on the $50,000 bribe money. You refused to answer that question. You were asked, did career prosecutors find insufficient evidence to charge James Comey? You refused to answer that question. You were asked, how are military strikes on these boats in the Caribbean legal? And you refused to even answer that question. You were
Ouch.
How are you the Attorney General and do not answer any of those questions?
Yeah, I thought this was Bill Clinton and the when he was getting interviewed about what's homegirl's name with the dress, Monica Lewinsky. But it's just dipping and dodging. Hey, and he brought up that boat incident. There was a second incident of them firing on that boat, and they were saying that I guess the president of Colombia or whatever was saying that there was some civilians on that boat.
Venezuela.
Yeah.
Venezuela.
Yeah, these are fishing boats. I mean, come on. Like I'm gonna ask y'all, like I asked everybody else. When was the last time you heard anybody having some good cocaine from Venezuela?
Yeah, I think it's a play on. I know they want to do it, invade, or they want to overthrow that government over there. So I think it's one big play, while also being a distraction from the Epstein file. They have a whole situation in play that they're putting into play right now.
Yeah, I mean, go ahead. You about to say something, Elpo?
No. Go ahead.
I mean, I was gonna look at that Bondi video, and I mean, I literally saw. You're right. I saw hours, and I was like, even at 2 times, 3 times, I wasn't about to sit through. I already knew what the playbook was gonna be. I saw the clips, and I mean, it's the belligerence. It's one thing to just be like, look, I'm not gonna answer that. I'm not gonna dignify that. I'm just whatever. But the smugness of just like, oh, you're just a bum attorney. You're a failed attorney and whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's like, we have basically said it's okay to act like a 5-year-old when you're in a high political position. And I can't even begin to understand. I can't tell you how many arguments I've had with my father where he sits there and talks about, these other systems of government don't work. This system, this is representative of the people. And now that all of that stuff is basically being thrown out the window, it's just like, it's the better choice.
Hey, let me respond to Student X. He says, y'all still don't understand. We are witnessing the fall of America. That's a book by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Dust off those books. And then he gave me a new name, Brother Boss. Dust off those books, Brother Boss, and prepare. Okay. I have the same question. The fall of America, then what? Then what? That's my question.
Hey, shout out to brother Yusuf, because he makes this argument as well. And there's something to that argument. I agree. When it's not our business, you let them fight it out and you let the smoke clear and you whatever. But America falling is going to be bad for everybody. This whole thing, there's not going to work like that. I remember, shout out to my son-in-law. You know what I'm saying? He was talking about how, if we just have to start over and build from the ashes, whatever, like Haiti and stuff like that. And I'm like, bruh, Haiti is not a great example of situation of just black people in control or whatever. There's something to be said about us taking over or at least being in a better situation and still having our stuff about ourselves. So we have Brother Walk, who's been fighting some technical difficulties, but when you get in here, Walk, we'll bring you in here. But my point is that, look, it's instead of just burning the whole thing down or letting the whole thing burn down, it'll be more efficient for us to fix what we can fix. What's beyond our ability to fix, we have nothing to do but to let that burn down. But the bottom line is it's going to impact us too. What we don't want is people that hate America to come over and attacking us because they want to attack America. You want America to be as strong as it can to repel that type of stuff. So I'm just saying that I don't support the fall of America and waiting for something else. I'm like, America's here. Let's fix America to the best of our ability. What you about? You look like you about to say something.
Yeah, I was about to say something. You know how they say black people need to come together and pool our dollars and build our own economy and all this all good stuff. Well, I'm gonna tell you what. If America falls and we had $100 billion, it wouldn't matter if the dollar went to nothing. So the fall of America is going to affect us very well.
And
look,
because
America's falling is biblical.
But when
what
it
about
falls,
those of us who don't believe in the Bible? We don't believe it. Why do you say it's biblical? That's for people who believe it say that. That's like somebody saying, well, Vishnu says to somebody like me. That's all you're saying, because.
And
you
again,
want to address it? You want to address it?
Well, and just because something's gonna fall doesn't mean when it's gonna fall. You know, those that are believers, you always talk about Jesus' return. Well, Jesus said, "Look, don't worry about when I come back. Occupy yourself until it happens." So I'm just saying that sitting here waiting for Armageddon is like reckless and irresponsible. At the end of the day, you know, we're gonna die and the world's still gonna be here. So let's try to put it in the best shape that we can put it in to pass off to the next generation. Because guess what? They're gonna die and it's gonna still be here too.
Hey, listen, you don't have to believe in the Bible.
So
I don't believe in Aesop's. I was getting ready to say you don't have to believe in the Bible. I don't believe in Aesop's fables either, but I do learn from them.
That's what's up. You can't fix this fall. Civil race war, economic depressions, de-dollarization. You know, again, these things are happening. And yet the world is still, my house is not on fire. Your beautiful brand new house over there, Mr. Floyd X, is not on fire. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, we understand there are terrible things happening in the world every second. Right now, someone is being murdered. Right now, someone is being raped. There are terrible things happening in the world, all over the world, but yet there are a whole bunch of moments of peace and prosperity. There's rich people living lavish lives while you and I live the life that we're living, which would be considered lavish to maybe some terrible third world situation. It's ridiculous. Go ahead, Mr.
Yeah, because if you're waiting for Christ to come back, good luck with that one, brother.
And it's me. People have been waiting for thousands and thousands of years for the fall, for Christ to come back. They've been waiting forever. I mean, come on now. You think it's going to happen in your lifetime? Just like your parents probably thought it was going to happen in their lifetime, and their parents thought it was going to happen in their lifetime. This shit just going to go on.
Hey, Mr. Floodix, you remember a certain thing called Y2K? Everybody was talking about how it was going to be the end of the world. Every conspiracy book that we all ate up, Behold the Pale Horse, you know what I'm saying? All of this stuff we bit, all the rap and all this, everything was talking about, you know, Y2K and even the song with the Dungeon Family. What was that song? You know, Who's That Knocking on My Window? You know, Cell Therapy. It's a dope ass song, but that was all over our culture. Here we are in 2025, and guess what? The world is still there. None of that stuff played out.
Do y'all remember 2012? The world was supposed to have been coming to an end.
Oh, yeah,
do y'all remember just a couple of months ago, the world, or maybe a month ago, the world was coming to an end. People was actually selling their stuff and everything, getting ready for all this. And I'm sitting back like, damn, I wish I could have got some of that stuff they was trying to liquidate off. Anyway, though.
Because
we say all this and we talking about all this because, and we just saying all this to tell you that Pam Bondi ain't shit.
But hey, Big Cuz said, he said history has shown that every ruling nation has fallen. But you know what history is showing us? That Egypt is still there, that Rome is still there, that Greece is still there. These places have been there for a very, very long time, and guess what? They're still there. So I'm just saying, America is only a little bit over 200 years old or something like that. I don't remember exactly, but yeah, something like that. I'm just saying that those things have been around for thousands of years. So
Real talk. And Pam Bondi with that testimony.
I think Walk is ready to be brought in. Bring him on in, sir. Oh yeah, welcome to the party, pal. What's going on with you, Walk?
Having tech issues, power went out in the block. Everything I had charging was not charging. So, what else?
So we're talking about Pam Bondi. Did you see any of that?
Yeah, she got a nice fat ass. Who is Pam Bondi?
So you want to go on to the next? Let's on a somber note, let's talk about this sister. I think her nickname was Sowing. I should have the article up so I can pronounce her last name properly. But she was a news anchor in Nigeria. She was an attorney, and tragically, some people broke into her apartment building and ultimately into her apartment. They said that they were specifically going after her apartment and ransacking. And she, in panic and fearing for her life, I mean, they'd already attacked the security guards going in there, and someone had an AK-47, shotgun, whatever. But the bottom line is she jumped out her window. She was on the 3rd floor, and she died from those injuries. And it's tragic. And I believe that they caught like the people or something like that. So they're prosecuting and all this stuff. But I mean, it's a terrible situation. But I mean, this is one of the things that I'm talking about, man. You know, it's not enough to rely on somebody else to defend you. You need to have some weapons. You need to have some cameras. Everybody should have cameras. No one should be sneaking up on you without knowing nothing. And you should have some corner to back into with some heavy artillery to discourage people from doing whatever. But it's a tragic loss. Beautiful woman, seemed like a sweet lady, seemed like a smart lady. She was well loved. It's a tragedy. What you got to say about this, Brother Walt?
I mean, that's a lot to say as far as I mean, Africa is a different animal, totally different. When people come in, it's not like call the police and they pulling up real quick. It's really totally different out there. My little sister and my cousin went out there this year, and it was just totally different. Especially if you not from there, if you in the wrong area, you kind of like a potential victim. So you know what I'm saying. So they probably was stalking her, and they probably was waiting, and they did what they did. And a lot of times too, the people, from what I heard, that the people be in on it too. They see stuff going down, and they just be like, yeah, they was coming for that person. So, she thought the best option was jump out that window. But obviously not. They say jump out. You jumping out the window on this one? Yeah. So it's kind of what you did. And yeah, it's a tragic story. Who was she with? Who was, I didn't really get to research this. I thought it happened in North Carolina, where I was going to research this more. But yeah, that's
she was. It was. I don't think she. She was by herself, as far as I understand. And she was in her. It was a nice, place. You know what I'm saying? That had security, private security, but obviously, I think they had like 2 guards.
They in on
it. Or someone shows up with an AK. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying it.
She lived there? Did she live there?
Yeah, she lived there. It was like, I think there were 18 units in there, and they went and they particularly went after her unit. You know what I'm saying?
And it was actually in Africa, or was out here?
It was in Nigeria.
Nigeria, okay. Yeah. Well, Nigeria don't sound no different than South Central, because you call the police. The police ain't just coming in 5 minutes. I don't care what the situation is, And then a whole lot, and then people see some stuff going on. They don't want to get involved. They're like, I ain't got nothing to do with that. Sounds just like South Central LA to me. That's what I'm saying. But rest in peace to the sister. Africa is what it is. I'm not going to knock Africa just because we be hearing some bad stuff about Africa. Overwhelmingly, it's a whole lot of positive stuff going on in Africa that we don't hear about. People still think people live in villages and huts and stuff out there. Well, they do. If they do, then we got Indians that's living in teepees out here. That's what I'm saying.
That was all great stuff, Infamous. What you got to say about this, Mr. Floyd X? Welcome back.
We talk about the lady, the sister that fell to her death from running from the criminals. Yeah. I mean, I read the story, and it's very disheartening and sad to hear. And I'm trying to understand what would make her jump, or fear probably getting essayed or whatever. It's just a sad story, man. And we got to be mindful. And I know you said that they killed her security.
When I originally was reading the story, I saw that. I mean, they shot him. They didn't necessarily say they killed him, but in all the articles, I must have read 4 or 5 articles. Nobody said that they were shot or killed or anything like that. So and like Walk said, they could have either been in on it, or they might have just cowered. Once a person puts that chopper in your face, people get compliant. It's this is just a job for you. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that they knew where she lived, and again, I believe there were 18 units. This was like a fancy place. You know what I'm saying? She wasn't just living in any regular. This was like a secure, well-to-do type location. And notwithstanding, these cats scoped her out, targeted her, and went after her. And I mean, it's a shame. She jumped out of a 3-story building, and it made me think the same thing to you as you said, FedEx. It's like, was she worried about being assaulted like that? Because I mean, you got to understand that you can't really jump out a 3-story floor on concrete. That's not a win situation. That's really not a good alternative. Nope. It's really not a good alternative.
Well, the other alternative was AK-47 in the shotgun.
Omar did it from the wire.
For real, he did. He was from the 2nd floor though, but still, I hear what you're saying. But yeah. It's a tragedy. It's terrible, and it makes me. I've always said that civilians really don't need like high-powered weapons, but it's scenarios like this where I sit there and go, maybe.
Come on, let's move on, man. Did we talk about Aisha Curry yet?
No, and we're not gonna talk about her. We're gonna go to the break before we do that.
La Brea Trucking, for all of your trucking needs, East Coast to West Coast, West Coast to East Coast, North to South, South to West. You need something delivered, call La Brea Trucking. Y'all saw the number.
That's gobealive.org. Go get you some of that black honey. And if you want it in person, go to the Petty Vice in Venice or to the Afro City Marketplace at the Crenshaw Mall. Salute, Sister Nitra.
You know what it is, coming soon.
Score Bar and Lounge, 7123 Franklin Boulevard, Sacramento, California. Go check it out. Go watch the football game. Go watch the Packers play. I don't know who we're playing this week. I haven't checked the schedule. But go watch your team play and watch them win at the Score Bar and Lounge.
Turn up the dial, it's 10:30. Be back. Spin that back show, all the classics on track. From 79 to 99, we're crossing the gap. Album reviews, little known facts, hip hop intact. Saturday mornings, dive into the history. Samples and stories, old school mysteries. Early South static, Shiraz and CBD. Nola Batapine. Turn it up, let the vinyl spin.
Spin That Back show. Hey, yo, when this show is off, go to YouTube, go to the Focus Up show, and go look at one of those Spin That Back shows. We'll be back maybe next week or maybe the week after that.
All right.
So Mr. Walker's up in 11 to talk about Ayesha Curry. Go ahead and set the table for us, brother.
I'll set the table. Yes, this is another woman who is privileged, who lucked up in the dating pool and found a guy who is effulgent and fucking good looking, tall, six figures, whatever. And now she's there and been with him since college. In my opinion, this is my opinion, nice guy. Don't get mad at me. But she's feeling like she's missing out on something. They've been together for a good 15 years, something like that. She's feeling like she's missing out on something out there. Well, guess what, Ayesha Curry? I'm a single black man. You know what you're missing out on? Me. Come through, fuck with me, and you help me out here. Life ain't going through that. See, that's what she thinks she's missing out on. But I'll be your huckleberry, baby. Yeah.
All right. So let me try to do a little reset. Now, the whole point of the conversation we're talking about is I know the original topic was what advice are aunties giving their young women? And I mean, we just tied it in to Ayesha Curry because she happened to do an interview and she said in this interview some things that people find offensive to her husband. Not everybody, but sometimes when you listen to her talk, it's offensive. Like the clip I got, she say, I don't want to be married. But I know Nice Guy said she went on and said something else. But you got to be mindful in the things that you say about your relationship in public because people can take it and run with it. And then let me just run to this clip real quick. And this is a clip of a young lady who went viral on TikTok expressing her opinion after watching the Ayesha Curry's interview. This is what she said about the whole situation, her opinion on Ayesha Curry.
Ayesha Curry is a perfect example of why it is so important to have a go be a but be a safe hoe though. Like, protect yourself and don't get pregnant. That's why she's sitting over there feeling trapped with Steph Curry. Sometimes you gotta go through some stuff to really appreciate what you have. She probably ain't never been drugged through the mud by a dude. She probably never had a heartbroken time and time again. That's why she can't really appreciate what she has, because it's like, I need something edgy. I need something fun. Like this mom stuff, this being married to Steph Curry, this shit is boring. And now she's really rebelling. She want to be in the streets. She want to be desired by other men. She probably want to do something with another man.
Now that's her opinion and her reasoning for why she thinks Ayesha Curry says and does what she do. Anybody else want to speak on it?
Okay. So again, what she did is she went into the interview and said, hey, when I was young, I really wasn't thinking about getting married. I wasn't thinking about having children. I was thinking about having a career, and that's where I was at that point in my life. But now I'm married and I have children and it's awesome. But everybody wants to harp on the fact that she honestly was a person that felt that way. I know many people that basically think like, look, I don't want to have children, or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But again, once you have it, then it's like, oh, wow, this is crazy. And this is amazing. This is great. This is what I want to do. So again, she's not sitting there doing all this stuff. This is a narrative that's basically just being extrapolated from soundbite. So I'm saying it's reckless. We were just giving Killer Mike praise for basically pulling back. He made some comment that he had no business making about this next man's wife. Steph Curry stepped to him about it, and he goes, you are right. I pulled back. And my point is, I'm saluting him for doing that. And here we are on the Focus Up show trying to do the same damn thing. I mean, at the end of the day, all she did was basically say that, look, I used to get attention, and now that I don't, it kind of makes me feel some type of way. And you got to understand, people like that, that's the way that they think. I mean, when I walk around, people don't sit there and go like, hey, you're handsome. Hey, how you doing? And stuff like that. So I'm not missing none of that stuff. But I know I got a friend who I'd go with him. He's just a guy. But the bottom line, he's one of them pretty dudes with the
You
light
can't
eyes.
miss what you never had, nice guy.
But my point is that they literally just start fawning over him and whatever. So I'm just saying that if he were to lose that, it might make him feel some type of way. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's just her being honesty. This is not a Jada Pinkett situation. You want to talk about a wife dragging a husband through the mud? That's the discussion right there, but not this one.
She has embarrassed Steph Curry when she was on that show, The Talk. That time where they had a sexy man come out with his shirt off with muscles, and she was with her ring pulling it off. Now watch this. Let me bring this to us because we are all men with women. Would that be offensive or disrespectful to our women if we was on a show and we seen a chick with a nice big old fat rump and breast assist, and we like barking like a damn dog? That would be totally embarrassing, especially if we're at the house and we ain't working. You feel what I'm saying? That was totally embarrassing. Her total existence is Steph Curry. Mind your place, woman. See, she out of line. I'd have put her ass. I said, for the next year or two, you can't go on TV. Try me if you want, woman. And I said what I said, and I walked out the room. That's what Steph Curry should have did, but he on this light skin shit. Yeah.
Hey, let me play a little clip of her speaking and what you speaking about, Mr. Walt.
Weird, but like male attention. And so then like I begin to internalize it, and I'm like, is something wrong with me?
After we got married, we found out we were pregnant with our daughters so quickly. Want kids. I didn't want to get married.
Okay, that's just a small clip. But
the salacious part out of context. You're right.
Now, Big Cuz says she is for the streets. Some things are better left at home.
Man, she ain't for the streets, man. That's that
Born
man's
for
wife.
Big Cuz, finally.
That's that
Go ahead,
man's
El
wife.
Speak on it.
That's that man's wife. I mean, he like it. I mean, maybe she's just performing right now. That's all she's doing. But I'll tell you this much for that young lady that made that other video. See, first of all, I wish there was some women on here that can actually speak on this subject. That would probably be a little bit more interesting. But let me say this thing. This is what I would tell a young lady. You got two types of women out. Well, you got a few types of women. You got respectable women. Let's just say that's a stand-up woman. But then as far as like hoes and sluts, you got to know the difference. A hoe can teach you how to get money. A slut, the only thing she can teach you is not how to be like her.
Damn.
Amen. And again, she's not for the streets. She's a committed, whatever, you know what I'm saying? And it's her joking about looking at this guy. I know a married couple, a happy married couple, and they always joke about, the lady jokes about, stepping out with The Rock, and he jokes about stepping out with Beyonce. I know other married couples, they just have these type of jokes. So it's not necessarily offensive to them. Now, if it's offensive to you, that's I get it. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure if I were to do something like that, my wife would probably be offended by it. Me, I wouldn't. But I'm just saying that people are different. My point is just to jump in a business and put something that's not necessarily there. It's some gossipy girl type stuff.
Wait, this is a Focus Up show. This is a podcast. We talking about stuff that's going on right now that's relevant to what are we, new black media? This is in new black media. What you talking about? This is gossipy. This is what people talk about. Willie and Gallo do this. Drink Champs. Everybody do this. I'm not feeling that narrative, brother. We talk about
they gossiping too.
Okay, so we gossiping.
I said they're gossiping.
My nigga, listen, we talking about stuff that's going on right the fuck now. She is a married woman who hit the goddamn dating pool lottery. Straight up. Just like my brother Floyd X. I'm gonna say Floyd X. I'm talking to somebody who got they pulse, they hand on the pulse of America. Floyd X, brother, you've been married for all these years. You and your beautiful wife, who is my sister-in-law, who went on a beautiful trip out of everywhere. Would you be offended, sir? Would you be offended if your wife was like, oh, I wish I got married, pulling her fucking wedding ring off when she sees some sexy man, and you?
Yes, yes, I would have been offended, and that's why I try to conduct myself in the best manner on camera in public, and I expect the same from her. It's things that I wouldn't say and wouldn't do out of respect, and I would expect in kind or in return the same.
Does Steph Curry have a problem with this?
He light skinned. He light skinned. He's not gonna say nothing either way.
He light skinned and he like it, so let it be.
Exactly. Hey, that's literally his point. His whole point to Killer Mike. We good over here, so that's why it's some gossipy.
Then why are you talking about it?
Yes,
you should have asked yourself out this segment.
Exactly. I didn't want no part of it. I started off the show. I'm talking about it because I'm trying to give you an example of what a stand-up person would do. That's exactly why I'm talking about it. I didn't want to talk about it, but it's brought up, so I'm going to defend the sister.
I'm not defending her. She fucking out of pocket. That's what she is. She out of pocket, my not for real. Because listen, watch this. 1 in 4 black women will be married, bro. 1 in 4 black women will be married. Will be married. That's why my message is consistent to everybody I run into, to my nieces, my nephews, my sons. Yo, marry that woman. You got a good black woman, straight up. She met a good black man, even though he light-skinned, Beijing, but still, that's a good black man, tall, handsome, same bullshit. Michelle Obama be on that bullshit.
Big Cuz asked the question.
Who?
The question is Steph a simp?
Okay, I got an answer to that.
That's a whole
my answer to that would
there.
be: is it tricking if you got it?
Nah, he ain't tricking. That's his wife, man.
It goes the same way to me. It's like, is he a simp? I mean, why is he a simp? He like it. I mean, he don't see a problem with it. I mean,
They're married. They're married.
He said, is he a simp? Is he a simp?
But listen. Check this out. We're missing a fact.
No, he's asking the question: is he a simp?
But listen. No. Before you answer that question, just remember that she is happily married. She's telling you that. She's been married this whole time. She said before she didn't have any visions of this, but now after experiencing it, it's great. We're creating the narrative that she's miserable or whatever like that. She's not saying that. There's nowhere out there saying that she's miserable in a relationship.
She has to remember, everything you say and do can and will be used against
by idiots. But as intelligent people, you should know better.
In the court of public opinion.
Right. In my opinion.
Public opinion. That's all it is, an opinion.
Wait, watch this, nice guy. I'm going to say my opinion. In my opinion, she want her legs pinned behind her back like Bugs fucking Bunny by Shaquille O'Neal. In my opinion.
Yeah, and that's
what she's thinking about, bro.
I get it. I understand that. I understand.
Now, because it's not rationally construed. It says women are valuable to broke men, not men with money. That's a lot. That's a lot. But
I mean, that's basically, so that's saying that women have no substance, no contribution. It's just like, any woman is interchangeable or whatever, or something like that. I
don't completely agree with that. I thought I saw something there, Mr. Because, but I don't know if I agree with that. Let me look at that again.
Y'all lucky I ain't got my horn. Y'all lucky.
Men, not men with money. Yeah.
I always go off. I would say hoes are valuable to broke men.
Huh? Oh,
that would be that would be a much more truer organization of that concept than as expressed. Because the reality is, women have merit, women have contribution. You know what I'm saying? They're not defined by a marriage that they may or may have not. One example I put that is Mother Teresa. Mother Teresa is widely respected all over the world. Not defined by no man. Sojourner Truth, I mean, she was married.
She was one of the worst women on the earth, right? Mother Teresa, right? You know she was a villain.
And
racist. She was a villain.
And racist. There you go, Floyd. Floyd, let's be on this shit.
She allowed people to suffer and die, falling asleep, laying on pallets.
You said she allowed?
Yeah, all that mercy killings where she was like caring for the people. They were sleeping on pallets and they died on pallets.
And so you're saying she had the ability, she had the means for them to be sleeping on something other.
Yeah, because she was getting all that donation money, Mother Teresa.
And so she was living a lavish lifestyle. Is that what you're saying? She was living a lavish lifestyle, but they were living the poor.
not a lavish lifestyle.
Well, where was the money going?
I
She was
don't know.
very racist, bro.
It was going to the Catholic Church.
I don't care about people being racist. I like if you take care of people.
That's the
I'm on
Catholic
record.
Church that's the villain. Then
exactly.
That's what they manipulated her to do. Then that's what it sounds like.
And again, and I always say that. Look, I don't care if a person's racist. If you're feeding a racist white kid, all I care is that the kid is eating. You know what I'm saying? I care that the kid is safe. I don't care about if the KKK is. I don't want them to suffer. I don't want human beings to suffer. So I don't give a damn about that. As long as you get taken care of, I would like you to get right in the mind. I would like you to be better than that. But at the end of the day, I want every single human being to eat, to have clothing, to have shelter, and to have family. That's what's up.
Hitler fed kids, Jews into the box.
Whatever he good he did, that's good. That's good. Whatever he did bad is bad. That's bad. We should absolutely criticize the bad. You should criticize the bad, just like Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk was a piece of shit, but you know what? He was probably a decent father. So I'm not going to criticize him for being a father. I'm going to criticize him for being a piece of shit.
telling lies about black folks.
I'm going to criticize him for being a piece of shit. I'm not going to criticize him for being a decent father. I'm going to criticize Hitler for being a terrible person. I'm not going to be criticizing Hitler for basically feeding somebody, even if they were a monster. I'm just telling you, what you do good, you do good. What you do bad, you do bad. So my point is that I want people to eat. I'm still going to criticize the bad for the bad. I'm not giving them a free pass. I'm just telling you that at the end of the day, I want everybody to eat and have those basic fundamental things.
Can we go on now? Can we go back to the next subject?
To keep them alive, to keep them continue working.
The bad. Again, wait. Do you understand what I'm saying? The bad is the bad. I think people should not be allowed to do bad, whatever. But the bottom line is, if a slave master feeds his own kid, that act in itself is not a terrible act. How he got the means to do that is a terrible act. He should be punished. But again, I'm not talking about the kid shouldn't eat.
Let's look at one more clip of. Let's see what another sister advice is to our sisters concerning our sister Aisha Curry.
Thank you for sharing. Aisha Curry is the result of a woman that followed the natural progression of things. You're supposed to meet a man and have a baby immediately. And that's why people were so mad at her when she said, women should cover up. Women should cover up, like we were all taught. And then she said, well, maybe a bikini isn't so bad. And maybe it's fun to have a fat ass. Might be. You won't know unless you try it, Aisha. Women are mad at Aisha because she's living their dream life. You found a rich man that takes care of you and you don't have to do anything but sit on your ass all day. You should just be happy. But she didn't say that she wasn't happy. She's expressing the differences between reality and expectations. Everybody wants a rich.
All right, so is this it's
a much better comment.
Now, is this the advice that women are giving other women? And is it good advice?
I'm
looking at this. This is what I'm seeing though. Let's get off Aisha Curry for a minute. Because I'm the one that's out here in the field. I'm out here in the field. I kind of feel like this is the advice that when aunties are giving their nieces. Like, yeah, girl, go out there, have fun, just live it all. And then when you get in your 30s, you probably get married and settle down and find you. It ain't that simple, ladies. It is not that simple. The numbers do not work in your favor. The best time to get married is when you're young in the early 20s. I will say this about my daughter. I would like my daughter to be married by the time she's like 22. Straight up. Like me. When I settled down, I was 22. I think my brother here, too, was around that same age, too. Still married to this day. But, you know what I'm saying? Sorry, bro, for using you as an example all the time. But, yeah, you know how I idolize you and all that shit. But, yeah, that's what's going on. These chicks are out here. They think they running shit. They are having Slutfest 2025. And then they thinking like, yo, I'm going to get married. Yeah, I'm 38. Now let me meet me a nice man. You ain't going to meet that man. You going to meet somebody standing in front of the damn liquor store, and that's your fucking husband now.
All right. So, any more words, or we're going to end it there with that, with this stuff?
I'll just say this. Shout out to my brother Leroy's uncle, who always said, he had a saying, he said, look, he said, be careful of the company you keep. He said, if you hang around four broke people, you'll end up likely to be the fifth. And I'm just saying that if you're around trashy people, of course they're going to have trashy advice. I tend not to be around that people, so I'm not around any aunties that give that type of advice. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying that it's the company that you keep.
Right. You don't have no choice if you're a niece.
Where we
you don't have no
jumping
choice if you're
we
nephew.
jumping to next? The Bad Bunny, the Shutdown,
well, I tell
Saudi
you what,
Arabia Comic-Con.
Let's talk about the government shutdown. You know, we were flirting with it before, talking about how you know, the reason why the Republicans really don't want to come back and do what they want to do, because they're basically pushing off the Epstein situation, because there's a senator that needs to be appointed, and once this Democratic senator gets appointed, you know, then they'll be able to have the numbers to force, you know, release of the Epstein files. But it's bigger than that. I mean, you know, they go ahead. Were you about to say something, Elpu? No, I was saying that my point is that we know that they're out here saying that the Democrats want to have, I guess, health care for illegals and stuff like that. That's what they're saying. And even though these Democrats that are literally trying to argue this, they're saying no. First of all, it's illegal for them to have it. They're not going to get much of anything of it. If there's anything that gets of it, it's going to be a little teeny bit. We don't care about that. What we care about is the American people. If you take away these ACA protections, you know what I'm saying, they're real constituents, real citizens, their prices are going to go way up. So we're just asking for this one thing. If you give us this one thing, then, you know, we're going to sign off on it. And they're just basically running from it. And at the end of the day, you got people like Marjorie Taylor Greene, who's actually saying, you know, it's true. You're going to destroy, you know, our people with this stuff. We're going to take it on the midterms if you don't, you know, look out for these people and protect these people with respect to those ACA protections. That's just the reality.
Mr. Walk, what's your take on this whole shutdown thing? Are you on the phone?
I'll be right back.
Never mind.
So go ahead. Go ahead.
My thing is with this government shutdown. Okay, now 4,000 jobs just got lost from what I read this morning. 4,000 government jobs got lost, and Trump is okay with people losing their jobs. Apparently, he's okay because when the last time, I think it was either Biden or when Obama was president, he said that the president is responsible for a government shutdown. He's on video saying that. And now he's the president and he's letting this happen when he can stop it. He is the one who can stop it because the Republicans control all houses and all the three branches or whatever, and he can stop it. And he's not doing that. And this is we would tie into Project 2025, how that's going into effect. That's also going to be a point of contention. But my point is, I forgot my point. Damn, I got to focus. Never mind.
Elpo, in closing.
Walk, you got something to say first?
It's on the phone.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Where y'all at? I'm here. Oh.
Stupid, dude. He's stupid.
All right. Well, thanks to your president here, you know, Mr. General McDonald. Yeah, we got the shutdown. You're right. The Republicans run all three branches of the government. They're not trying to negotiate, and all the Democrats are asking for right now is just for the ACA supplements. That's all. You know, the tax credits or whatever the case is, so people's insurance premiums won't double and triple, and you know, just basically go up. And listen,
on that, Elpo, that double and triple it. Speak on that.
Well, you know, if you're paying $200 for your health insurance right now, in a couple of months, maybe even next month, it may go up to $600, maybe even $1,000 for some people.
Yeah,
you know,
4,000.
It's going to be two or three times what you're paying right now. That's unaffordable. That's why it's called the Affordable Care Act.
And that's when it's going to get real to people. That's when it's going to get real. When they see them prices jump up, be like, oh shit, damn.
Well, the reality of it is you listen to these people saying, hey, they trying to give free health care to the illegal aliens, and they want you to pay for it. Well, now you're going to pay for this, and they ain't going to give it to nobody, okay? And nobody's going to get it, but you're going to be paying a whole lot more. Ain't going to be no aliens getting it, which they don't qualify for legally in the first place. They don't even get the stuff. You know what I'm saying?
That's a lie.
That is not a lie. That is not. That's a federal law. They do not get.
Wait. What are you calling the lie, Mr. Walk? What are you calling the lie?
They do get health care. They do. They go because the thing is,
They don't benefit from the ACA, bro. You got to be a citizen to benefit from ACA.
This is the ACA. This is the ACA.
They go, so they go to the emergency room.
Emergency room is not ACA,
which costs more.
It's not ACA, bro. You go to the emergency room whether you have insurance or not. You do too.
You said they don't get health care.
I'm saying anybody goes to
ACA. They don't get this. We're talking about the ACA.
Can go to the emergency room, get patched up, and get sent
so
home.
Wait.
Anybody. It's the emergency room, bro.
Okay, wait. Watch this. So you saying they don't go to the county building?
Dude,
they don't get
I'm
ACA,
talking about the ACA, dude.
We're talking about specifically about ACA, bro.
Wait. This is part of the government, ain't it? Do they?
It's gonna get real to you too.
The only thing that we're talking about is the ACA. They're going to take away this particular thing, and we're saying that their defense is saying that if we give you that thing, it's going to help the immigrants, and the immigrants don't qualify for this thing that we're talking about. So that's why we keep talking about the ACA. It's the ACA. It's illegal. They do not have access to it. It's like if you had a room, if you had $1,000, maybe it's possible that someone could squeeze out a like 50 cents out of it for some illegal immigrant. But the reality is that you're taking away $999 or whatever from citizens. So again, this is about protecting the people. It has nothing to do with protecting immigrants. It's about protecting people, and it's the ACA. We're not talking about healthcare. You're right. If anybody can show up to the emergency room, they're going to get treated because the doctors have to take you. There's no question about that. We are talking about this one thing that the Democrats are asking for, that Marjorie Taylor Greene is saying that, look, her constituents, everybody needs that. That's what we're talking about.
Well, this is what I'm talking about. They need to go back to their countries, and that's just what it is with that. Now, but watch this stuff. Every few years, the Dems, whether the Dems are in power or the Republicans are in power, they do this flirting with shutting down the government. You say it never happened under Obama? It never happened under Bush? They go back and forth with this shit. I want this. I want that. I'm not going to have this go down for that. This happens every year. So that's why it's like a lot of people are just turned off from the politics and what's going on with the government right now. Because
you want to know why? Because people are not playing the way that they usually do play. Yes, it's been a whole lot of shutdowns, but most of the time when it goes into shutdown, they have negotiations, things like the Gang of Eight and stuff like that. People from both sides come together and they try to, rectify it. This time you got a person named Trump saying, don't even talk to them at all.
Facts.
That's the difference. So you can't get anything worked out if both sides, if you got the great negotiator not willing to negotiate. You know what the art of the deal is? Don't make a deal. That's the art of the deal.
Horn,
like that.
Horn, TSA, not functioning. All of the stuff. These are real. Oh, you know what? And hold on a second. And I was supposed to read something. We have Brother Afro Agnostics about this government shutdown. So from Afro Agnostics, he said the big ugly bill is about taking from the working people and giving to the rich. They're gutting Medicaid, Medicare, and the ACA, all while handing billionaires a tax break. It is estimated 15 million people will lose health care and 50,000 will die a year as a result. A disproportionate number of those people will be Black people. For me, it's a no-brainer. I do not support the Dems, but on this issue, the Dems are more on the side of justice as they're attempting to soften the blow of the big ugly bill. He says, I support any resistance to Trump's big ugly bill. In the words of PE, shut him down. Shut him down. So that's what's up. So now we can go into a little bit of overtime because there won't be no spin that back. Let's talk about the blind bunny situation. So, we talked about it before, but there's just been a little bit of update because he went on Saturday Night Live and he made a little joke that Mr. Floyd X thought was pretty funny. I don't know if he wants to say his joke. You there, Mr. Floyd X? The bottom line is he said, it's going to be a predominantly, if not all, Spanish performance. And he told everybody you got four months to learn Spanish to properly appreciate it. and it's got a whole bunch of Republicans' panties in a bunch. You know what I'm saying? So
is this Bad Bunny here? That's him.
That's him. That's the guy. That's the guy. So, what you got to say about this, Mr. Wall?
I mean, that was my first time ever seeing Bad Bunny. He do got some songs that's pretty cool, but I mean, that's what it is. Like, look, you call a number for your bank and they say, "Do you speak English or not?" Press 1. Like, that's kind of cuckoo to me. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, whatever. Do you think Bad Bunny had a whole performance in Spanish? I ain't tripping. As long as it's a good performance.
Honestly, I don't care. I'm there to watch the game. Watch the game and check out the commercials. I probably don't get, at some point you're going to have to break and do something. I'm probably going to do it during Bad Bunny's performance, but, no knock on him. But I got another comment from Afro Agnostics about this. He said, the Bad Bunny halftime show is linked to 2 social movements, the Black Lives Matter and the WikiLeaks movement. Back in 2019, Puerto Rico's governor got exposed for racist, sexist, homophobic rants, and boom, WikiLeaks movement was born. In short, BLM gave us Rock Nation, and WikiLeaks movement gave us Bad Bunny. He said, if you hate what those movements stood for, you are less likely to support, the Bad Bunny halftime show. So, there are some big political aspects about it. I really don't know the guy's music. So, I mean, I'm not going to be necessarily tuned in from a point of interest, but at the end of the day, I really don't care who's performing. Most of the time, I don't give a damn about those performances anyway.
I think Trump needs to go over to Puerto Rico and talk to their president and tell him to stop sending these damn Puerto Ricans over here to the United States like they really are a part of the United States or something like that. What kind of nerve do they have doing that type of stuff, speaking Spanish and stuff?
He should definitely talk to the president of Puerto Rico. I support that wholeheartedly.
Hey, did y'all cover what Bad Bunny said?
Yes, we did.
I missed it.
And I thought you were gonna explain to who the president of Puerto Rico was.
Oh, what's the name? Bad Bunny.
No. In case you didn't know, the president of Puerto Rico is Donald Trump.
There go the president. He said y'all got 4 months to learn Spanish. Y'all want to see a show.
At least you want to understand it.
Understand it.
So and you know what? I guess the Charlie Kirk's movement, I forgot what it's called, but they're going to do an alternative halftime show that you can turn to, sort of like the reason why these halftime shows all really, really kicked off is because In Living Color did their own sort of like halftime show. So now the NFL has been trying to one up all of that stuff ever since. And so the turning point. So they're going to have a halftime show, so it's going to be like raisins in a potato.
Kendrick was the best halftime show to watch since Janet Jackson.
And this halftime show, as far as the commercials, they're going to debut that new them bulletproof turtleneck sweaters for the Charlie Kirk edition.
Ouch. Okay, so let's talk about this Saudi Arabia Comic Festival in closing. So this was like a really big controversial decision of a lot of heavyweights. I mean, you're talking about Dave Chappelle, you're talking about Kevin Hart, you're talking about Bill Burr, you know what I'm saying? It's a bunch of people that went over there, Pete Davidson, and they performed, they got paid, and a lot of people was like, why would you go over there and do comedy for them when that society has all these atrocities? And I think that's pretty hypocritical considering all the atrocities that this society has done. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's look, let people see you. That's one of the best things you can do. For people that talk about people, that hate people, that don't know people, the best thing that you can do to maybe ease that is let them see you and make you more human. It's sort of like when they say with a kidnapper, make yourself just seem less like a victim and more like a person, and might give you a better chance. And I'm just saying that I'm a person that I criticize, the MLK movement and stuff like that. I'm not was a big fan of integration, how it went down, but there's no question that it had a profound impact because it forced people to see us in a way that they weren't seeing us otherwise, and it's impactful. So again, you had a gay person up there making jokes. 2 dudes got up to move, and she goes, what are y'all about to go get on Grindr or something like that? You know what I'm saying? This is some controversial stuff, But at the end of the day, you know, let people do what they do for a living, get paid for it, and not make it about the politics. What you got to say about this, Brother Walk?
I'm tripping at you commenting on this because it sounds like you gossiping on how much money they getting and where they doing their stuff at. You said this is gossip we doing here. You gossiping about their money and what they did about this topic right here. Come on,
These are all facts. These are all facts. There's no gossip whatsoever. They're purporting.
It sounds like no, it ain't all facts because do you know how much they got paid?
Yeah, they said they got paid a lot. Yeah, people got paid like $1 million.
I'm asking you, do you know how much they got paid?
Yes, I do. In the article
what is your opinion on
gossip,
Saudi Arabia Comic Festival? What is your opinion on the Saudi Arabia Comic Festival, Mr. Walt?
All them comics is lame as fuck, and they not even that funny, and they made them millions of dollars. Yeah, that's gossip, baby.
Yeah, well, I clearly you don't understand what gossip is. Do you think that's gossip, Mr. Floyd X?
No, we're covering the topic. We're talking about a topic.
But I'm saying that what's going on is that these
new black media
actually
across the board.
These
cover topics. That's what we do.
These comedians
people talking about it. We talk about it.
Exactly. That's what
These comedians actually went to Saudi Arabia and performed.
They on a podcast talking about
actually got paid. They actually got paid for it. That's a fact. As far as what was going on in their head, that's not a fact. That's gossiping. That's speaking.
Nigga on a fucking podcast talking about niggas gossiping.
You are gossiping. That's that TMZ that you know, TMZ TMZ already does a good job. TMZ already does a great job. The Breakfast Club already does